So we have an update in the Karmelo Anthony case that has me kind of worried, y'all, because apparently Karmelo Anthony's lawyer might be doing something that is going to put all of the witnesses in danger. And mind you, when I say witnesses, we're mainly talking about kids, young teenagers, many of which were younger than Austin and Karmelo, who happened to be at the track meet when Austin got killed. There's a possibility here, a very big possibility, that all of their personal information, I'm talking names, home addresses, all of that, there's a possibility that that personal information is going to be put on Front Street for everyone to see, and for everyone who goes through the steps to have access to. Now, why is this concerning? Well, for obvious reasons. Karmelo has a lot of bloodthirsty, unhinged, psychotic supporters, and trust me, kids are not off limits for these people. They've already been trying to harass and say crazy stuff to Austin's brother. Kids are not off limits to these people. They are foaming at the mouths right now as we speak. They are salivating, waiting for their opportunity to terrorize these kids' lives if their information does come out. And we know that because we've already been dealing with these crazy people for months. And most recently, they have been targeting a pregnant journalist, literally counting down the days until she has her baby so they can pop up at her husband's job, pop up at her house and harass her and her newborn child. That's how crazy these people are. So I think it's dangerous for this information to get out there because we know they're going to come after these kids and their families. They've been coming after everyone who supports Austin, and they've been coming after Austin's family this entire time. So I don't think this will be any different. And I'm not saying that Karmelo's lawyer is doing this on purpose to intimidate everyone involved, but this is intimidating. I mean, it's kind of scary. As a parent, you may be seeing what's happening online with this case. You don't want your kids to be exposed to these weirdos that are coming out and attacking everyone. You don't want your personal information to be out there online for these psychotic, violent freaks to know where you live and know where your kids are and stuff like that. Nobody wants that. But that may happen, folks. That may happen. And if you look at what's been happening in this case, I don't know how closely you all have been following it. I've been following it very closely. Karmelo Anthony's team, they've been using intimidation tactics this whole time, which is why I'm looking at this like this is really shady. Because we know that Karmelo Anthony's little activist group, they have threatened the public school system, the Frisco ISD. They threatened them with protests and riots if they didn't allow Karmelo to graduate. So they've been intimidating people locally to get their way. So I don't know if they're going to start trying to intimidate a lot of these kids and their families. Who knows what may happen. But Sarah Fields broke this news. I want to read you all a post from her. On July 9th, I reported that multiple subpoenas were sent to Frisco ISD. Mike Howard, Karmelo Anthony's attorney, requested all disciplinary, counseling, and school records from Frisco ISD for Karmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf, and Austin's brother Hunter Metcalf. Howard also requested a list of all student athletes and their parents' information who attended the track meet, as well as copies of all video footage taken. The requested info included names, dates of birth, addresses, parents' names, and contact information for those who attended the track meet at the stadium on April 2nd, 2025. Today, July 24th, I obtained a copy of an email sent to every parent of each child who attended the track meet, informing them that they have until July 29th, 5 days, to file a motion and or a notice of hearing to object to the release of their personal and identifiable info to the Anthony family's attorney and the Collin County courts. Frisco ISD appears to have given little consideration to the serious concerns of parents regarding their kids' safety. Activists and operatives have already threatened and targeted the Metcalf family, including their son Hunter, and have escalated threats towards me as a prominent reporter on this case. A defense attorney may subpoena school records of a non-party, but they must demonstrate the relevance of the records to the case and adhere to legal procedures for issuing and serving subpoenas while respecting individual rights to privacy and protections under FERPA. The school is required to make a reasonable effort to notify parents if the student is a minor before complying with a subpoena. I spoke with several parents in Frisco ISD regarding this. One parent stated, "Given the heat that surrounds this case, not to be overdramatic, but every student that was there could be exposed to every nut that would have them swatted or followed or otherwise intimidated. The defendant, of course, has a right to his defense, but I don't need someone in Wisconsin calling the SWAT team because my son may be a witness. We did not ask for this. We want to keep our lives private and have our kids be able to attend school without any more anxiety than high school life already itself presents." The parent continued, "I wish I would have gotten an earlier notice." So it appears that everyone at the stadium that day. Now, I wasn't there. Obviously, I don't know how it went down, but I would assume there was a lot of people at the stadium. I would assume that some people at the stadium did not see what happened. Yet every kid that was there and their family is now subject to having all of this information exposed so they can be targeted by the same crazy people that we've been dealing with on this channel, that I'm sure other people have been dealing with on their channels, that Sarah Fields has been dealing with. I mean, just think. I know things have calmed down a little bit, at least over here lately. It doesn't appear that things have calmed down for Sarah, but things have calmed down over here a little bit. But think about the opening weeks of me covering this case. Just the crazy stuff that you would see in the comment sections alone. Not even thinking about the wild messages that I get, half of which I don't even open anymore. But I'm an adult, and I can handle things. These are kids. These are kids that are about to be subjected to a level of hatred that they probably don't even know exists in this world. These are 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that are about to be exposed to extreme levels of hatred. That are about to be exposed to some of the most vile people that this world has to offer. I mean, just straight up disgusting, evil people. So yeah, this is very concerning to me. It's very concerning. And like I said, when you add this to all of the other stuff that has happened in this case, and you look at how the people representing Karmelo have used intimidation tactics all around the board, you look at this and you get this awkward feeling. Like, I'm not trying to accuse this lawyer of anything, but it feels like there could have been a better way to go about this. And the school system could have handled this better as well. But they have been dropping the ball every step of the way. They have been catering to Karmelo. And yeah, we know that the school system has been intimidated as well. So I've never seen anything quite like this in the cases that I've covered in the past, where it just seems like all of these forces are working together to support a murderer while trying to strike down anyone that may support the victim, and putting everyone in this awkward position to where they're going to be subject to attacks and swatting and what have you, simply because they may have been at the track meet that day. They might not have even seen anything at all. They were simply just there. So, if this information is released, this case is going to get absolutely insane. And it already is. But I can't imagine what we're going to be dealing with in the upcoming weeks and months or whatever if this stuff starts to get released. Because Carmelo Anthony's supporters, they're already on the prowl. They're looking for any and everything they can. And best believe, if they find out that they can harass and ruin the lives of a bunch of little white kids, oh boy, it's like Christmas came early for them. Now, if you happen to be a parent of one of the kids who was at that track meet, or if you know someone who was, Sarah Fields, if you go to her X account, and you can contact her directly. She contacted me the other day. She seems to be a very nice person. I don't know her personally, but she seems to be a nice person. She's done, a lot of good coverage on this case. She has an attorney that you can contact that will help you. And I would suggest that you do get in touch with an attorney, regardless if it's hers, your own, whoever, because this is something that you should take very seriously. And I say that as someone who has been dealing with these insane people for months. They are deranged and they are capable of just about anything. So for the safety of yourself and your kids, I would suggest that you get in contact with an attorney, because these are not everyday, average, regular people who are just disagreeing on a true crime case. No, these are crazed individuals who have been going out of their way to attack people this entire time. And we've been wondering for a while, why haven't any of these witnesses come out and said anything? As someone that covers cases like this one, maybe not exactly like this one, but I cover cases pretty often, people talk, okay? You might not hear much from the mainstream media when it comes to some of these stories, but people on the ground talk. When it comes to this case, everything is so tightly sealed. Everyone's lips are so tightly sealed. You don't hear many actual real rumors or any information being spread when it comes to this case. Yeah, you hear the made-up fake stuff that Karmelo supporters are putting out there. That's not the type of stuff I'm talking about. We don't have any witnesses really saying anything when it comes to this case. And for one, I think that they were told to be quiet by law enforcement. And for two, I think that they are kind of scared of what may happen if they do speak out. Because I believe these people are probably watching these videos and other people's videos. They're looking at the reaction online and they're thinking, hey, I don't want any part of that. I don't want those crazy people coming after me. So a lot of people have been wondering, well, why haven't witnesses said anything? Why haven't witnesses said this? Probably because they're afraid, okay? They're afraid, and they have every right to be. When you look at the deranged mother freakers that are out here supporting Karmelo, these people have every right to be afraid. And it's not just the random people that you got online. You got actual activist networks and groups out here on the ground in places in Texas that you have to worry about, like Dominique Alexander and his buddies. So I fully understand why a lot of people have been quiet. But I also believe that there's another side of things where I really believe that law enforcement and other forces have kind of silenced these people as well, because I do feel like there's an entire effort all the way across the board to make things work out in Karmelo's favor. And I have plenty of reasons to believe that. And if you've been following the story, you have plenty of reasons to believe that as well. But for right now, you guys have plenty of reasons to hop down in the comment section below and let me know what you think about this. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. If you would like to donate, you can donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. But with all that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.